You're a holistic healer right now and you're not making money as a holistic healer. Now, there could be many reasons for that, but in this video, I'm going to share an insight that might surprise you a little bit. And I feel like the reason you're not making money right now is because you're offering energy exchange. Now, what is energy exchange for those people who don't do it? This is something I've only seen in the holistic world, where people who have a genuine transformative skill that they have that can be like life changing for some people offer it for free in exchange for something else that's also amazing for free. Now, that might sound like a great thing to do, and it's like, oh, it's so wonderful being like this person who's just offering things for free. But in reality, what that creates is an energy exchange that's unfair, and it starts to let the universe know that you're not ready to receive money. And if you're somebody who's in tune with energy, you know how energy works. You know that if you're not going to be the one to allow the money to flow in one way, it's not going to flow in the other way as well back to you. So if you're asking for like energy exchange from your friend when you know you have the money, you could pay them and they know they can pay you as well, even if it's small amounts, that will start a process that will eventually lead to you receiving money from other people. But if you're the sort of person that feels like, okay, I'm just going to be like offering my things for free and receiving things for free, and then you're surprised that you're still working your shitty job and you're surprised that you're not making any money from your holistic world, then I've got some news for you. The reason for it is actually directly linked to this thing that I've said right now. So if you want to change this, there's a couple of ways you can go about changing this. And this is like one symptom of a bigger problem. The bigger problem being your money wound and the fact that you probably have this like contempt or reason to dislike the capitalistic world. You probably have gone through like bad experiences at work and you've met people who've just cared about growing businesses and then you've judged them. And now you're in a situation where maybe you've gone through a personal transformation journey. You've completely changed yourself and you want to share that with the world. And you realize that the only way to share it with the world is to actually build a business and to grow a business. But you're struggling to find like a way to grow a business that's authentic and make money as well, and also offer things for people who can't like afford to pay for it. There's so many things that go into this, and in reality, you're gonna have to like figure out a way to do this, because if you continue offering things for free, you're going to eventually have to go back to that job you don't want to take, or you're going to have to put more energy into something that's not aligned for you, or accept money from your parents if you are lucky enough to have your parents pay for your things. And these are not options that you want to do right now. Right now you want to be making money from your purpose, and if you want to do that, you've got to start by the money flowing. And if you are friends with somebody and then you're offering your services for free, they're offering their services for free, you're not starting the energy flow. The money flow it needs to start flowing in a certain way, and for it to flow in your direction. So the way energy moves, energy is always moving, either towards you, away from you. It's not static. And if you're like creating this like resonance around you of like repelling money and having this like contempt for money, but then on the same side you actually need the money, you have this deep desire, like kind of hidden dark desire that you want money, but you're trying to lie to yourself and say like, oh no, I don't need it, but I need it for a business. And then all of these like different conflicting thoughts can get confusing, and that's why the energy isn't flowing towards you, because in order for it to flow towards you, everything needs to be aligned. And we can start that by like taking a deep look at ourselves and asking ourselves, is this true to me? Like, is my ability to receive money coming from my inability to invest money? If I'm not somebody who sees worthy in like investing in myself or paying my friend who has a great offer like a little bit of my money and I try to get it for free instead, if that's the kind of vibe and energy that I'm putting out, why am I surprised that the money's not coming back to me as well? And for a lot of people, this can be a triggering subject, because it's like we kind of want to pretend that we live in like a higher state of consciousness beyond money, and yet we live in this three-dimensional world where it's kind of a necessity to live. And if you're not going to be that person who's going to, quit life and go live in the woods and, do all of, like, that's possible as well. But if you're the sort of person who wants to stay in society and have an impact in society, you need to correct this, because unless you fix this money wound, you're going to waste your time not making an impact. And if you're the sort of person who genuinely wants to make an impact, but then you also have this like conflicting feelings and thoughts towards charging for your services, receiving money, having an impact on people, then there's going to be a problem. Like, you're going to end up going back to a job and working and supporting the system that you don't like. So eventually, if you feel like you need to change this, there's a couple of ways that you can go about it. And the most important thing that I found in my experience has been diving into those money wounds and really looking at the core beliefs that are ruling me. And in a lot of cases, those core beliefs that are ruling you weren't created by you. They were created by your parents, they were created by your society, the country you grew up in, they were created by your friends and your early experiences when it came to money. Like, were you somebody who received pocket money when you were a child? Or were you somebody who was like told by their parents that like money is evil and like there's so many negative things, like you're never gonna make much money, like you need to save because you're gonna lose it? Or were your family like gamblers? All of these things have a big impact in the way we handle this, and we like to pretend like it doesn't matter. But in actual fact, when we dive into these things and we really like kind of take a self-examination of ourselves, like really give ourselves like a full medical examination of our money wound, pretend you're a doctor, examine the money wound and say like, okay, where did this come from? What's the root cause? And how can we go about solving the root cause issue and not just putting a plaster on the money wound and hoping it fixes itself? So if you're somebody who doesn't want to put a plaster on the money wound, we're going to run a workshop in a few days. The link is in the description. And one of the key topics that we're going to dive into is that money wound and how you as a holistic healer can start charging money and attracting clients that are aligned for you. I don't want you to be sitting here trying to make 10K a month just because everyone else tells you need to make 10K a month. If that's not aligned for you, but you just want to make enough money to pay the rent, pay the bills and support yourself, then we'll find a way to do that. But we got to figure out that money wound at the start. So let's find that and work on that wound together. Looking forward to seeing you in the workshop.